Can you envisage a life without social networks? No Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Snapchat. What would that look like? We've become so ingrained in the digital world that the idea of a life without social networks seems almost alien to us. It's like trying to imagine a world without electricity or running water. These platforms have become our modern-day lifelines, connecting us to the world in ways that were once unfathomable. In our everyday lives, social networks have become a constant companion. They've transformed the way we interact with our friends, family, and even strangers. They've given us a platform to share our moments of joy, our triumphs, our struggles, and our mundane everyday experiences. They've made the world smaller, bringing together people from different corners of the globe. But it's not just about personal relationships. Social networks have also revolutionized the way we do business. They've become a hub for marketing, customer engagement, and brand promotion. They've provided a platform for small businesses to reach a global audience and for large corporations to interact with their customers on a personal level. Moreover, social networks have become an integral part of our news consumption. They've made information more accessible, enabling us to stay informed about global happenings in real time. They've given a voice to the voiceless, empowering individuals to share their stories and opinions with the world. Now imagine a world without all of this. A world where personal connections are limited to face-to-face interactions, where businesses rely solely on traditional marketing methods, where news is consumed through newspapers and television broadcasts. It's a world that seems distant, disconnected. But would it really be that bad? Would we be more present in our real-life interactions? Would we have more time to focus on our passions and interests instead of scrolling through endless feeds? Would we be less influenced by the opinions of others and more in tune with our own thoughts and feelings? These are questions worth pondering upon, because while social networks have brought us many benefits, they've also introduced new challenges, from the pressure to portray a perfect life online, to the spread of fake news, to the addiction of constant connectivity. Imagine a day without checking your notifications, no status updates, no tweets or likes. To explore this concept further, we conducted a social experiment where volunteers gave up social media for a week. A fascinating premise, isn't it? To truly understand what life would be like without social networks, we had to go beyond hypothetical scenarios and plunge into the realm of the practical. The experiment was straightforward. A diverse group of willing participants from all walks of life were asked to hit pause on their social media usage for 7 days. Yes, you heard that right, 7 whole days. No peeping into Instagram for the latest selfies, no scrolling through Facebook for updates from friends, no tweeting thoughts on Twitter, and no checking LinkedIn for professional connections. The rules were simple and non-negotiable. Participants had to completely abstain from any form of social media. This meant no sneaky late-night scrolls, no just checking the news feed, and no accidental likes or shares. They were also asked to keep a daily journal of their experiences, thoughts, and feelings throughout this week. The participants were as varied as they come. From a business executive who uses LinkedIn for networking, a college student who spends hours scrolling through Instagram, to a retired teacher who keeps in touch with her former students via Facebook. Each brought their unique perspective to the experiment, making it a rich tapestry of experiences. The experiment aimed to delve into our relationship with social media, to understand its impact on our daily lives, and to see what happens when we disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with the world around us. It was a journey of self-discovery for our participants, a week that promised to be both challenging and enlightening. We were embarking on an exploration of unfamiliar territory. A world without social media may seem unimaginable to most of us in this day and age, but for 1 week, our brave volunteers stepped into this uncharted world, armed with nothing but their curiosity and resolve. So, let's find out how our volunteers fared without social media. To understand the depth of their experiences, we sat down with our participants to discuss life without social media. Right off the bat, our first participant, Emma, admitted to an unsettling feeling of disconnection. She described the initial days as being on a deserted island. The habitual reach for her phone, only to find no flurry of notifications, was a stark reality check. Next, we spoke with Jake. He initially found the silence deafening. The constant buzz of updates, likes, and comments was replaced with an eerie calm. But, as the days passed, he found this quietude not unnerving, but unexpectedly soothing. Our youngest participant, Mia, a high school student, faced a different set of challenges. Being unable to connect with her friends online during breaks, she felt left out. However, she discovered that this freed up time for her to pick up a new hobby: sketching. Tom, a business owner, was initially worried about losing touch with his customers, but he was pleasantly surprised to find that his interactions with clients became more personal and meaningful without the distraction of constant updates. For Sarah, a full-time mom, the lack of social media was a mixed bag. She missed the online community of parents she'd grown accustomed to, but she also found more time to engage with her children without the constant pull of her phone. And then there was Raj, a tech enthusiast. He found the absence of social media quite liberating. Without the constant pressure to keep up with trends, he was able to focus more on his personal growth and interests. It's clear that each participant faced unique challenges. Yet they also stumbled upon unexpected discoveries. The absence of social media nudged them to explore different aspects of life, be it a newfound love for art, deeper personal connections, or simply the joy of solitude. The struggle is real, but it seems like there's more to life without social media. As the week progressed, our participants started noticing some significant changes. As we delved deeper into the interviews, it became apparent that the absence of social networks was leading to some profound transformations. Participants began reporting a surge in productivity. Without the constant interruptions from notifications, they found themselves accomplishing tasks more efficiently and effectively. As one participant put it, "I've been able to focus on my work like never before. It's like I've been given this extra time that I didn't know existed." Not only was productivity on the rise, but participants also reported improvements in their sleep patterns. The absence of late-night scrolling and the reduced exposure to bright screens seemed to be contributing to a more restful sleep. "I'm sleeping like a baby these days," shared one participant. "I wake up feeling refreshed and ready to seize the day." But the changes weren't just confined to work and sleep. Participants also started noticing shifts in their personal interactions. With less time spent online, they were making more time for face-to-face conversations, deepening their relationships in the process. "I'm reconnecting with old friends," one participant said. "We're actually meeting up and talking instead of just liking each other's posts." The absence of social networks also seemed to foster a sense of presence. Participants found themselves more engaged in the moment, appreciating the world around them without the urge to capture it for an online audience. "I'm seeing things differently now," a participant reflected. "I'm not looking for the perfect photo, I'm just enjoying the experience." As the interviews continued, it was clear that the participants were beginning to appreciate the benefits of a life less digital. They were rediscovering the joy of simplicity, the power of focus, and the beauty of genuine human connection. It seems our participants are finding a new rhythm to life. A week without social media is over. Now what? The aftermath of our social experiment has been quite enlightening. Participants, who were once tethered to their devices, have now tasted life without the constant pings and notifications. A life where the first thing in the morning isn't scrolling through a feed, but a stretch, a breath of fresh air, a moment of silence. The results? They're not what you might expect. Many of our participants reported that they didn't miss the constant updates as much as they thought they would. They discovered that they could survive, even thrive, without the constant need to check their phones. They found more time to focus on their hobbies, to engage in meaningful conversations, to simply be present in the moment. However, not everyone found this transition easy. Some participants experienced withdrawal symptoms, a sense of missing out, a feeling of disconnection from the world. But as the week progressed, even they began to see the benefits of a less digitally dependent lifestyle. What's fascinating is how this experiment has changed our participants' perspectives about social media. Many have realized that social media isn't the be-all and end-all of their existence. They've discovered the joy of going offline, of connecting with the world around them in a more tangible way. So, what's next? Do they plan to change their social media habits in the future? The answer is a resounding yes. Many participants have expressed a desire to limit their social media usage, to set boundaries, to reclaim their time and attention. They want to use social media as a tool, not let it use them. In conclusion, this experiment has shown us that life without social media is not only possible, but it can also be liberating. It's a reminder that we are more than our online personas, that we can choose how and when we engage with the digital world. Life without social media, it's not as bad as it sounds. So, what are the key takeaways from our experiment? Here's what we've discovered. Initially, the participants grappled with the abrupt disconnect, missing the constant updates and instant connections. However, as days turned into weeks, they started noticing changes. They had more time for themselves, for personal growth, and real-world interactions. They reported feeling less stressed and more connected with their immediate environment. The aftermath of the experiment was even more enlightening. The participants found a newfound appreciation for life outside the digital realm. They realized that social media, while convenient and entertaining, often distracted them from the tangible world around them. That's not to say that they completely renounced their online presence, but they certainly learned to strike a better balance. Perhaps it's time to rethink our relationship with social media. After all, life goes on with or without likes and shares.